She had forgotten about her dreams, which had faded from her memory since some time ago, and lived without them, exhausted by the repetitive routine of everyday life. Before she knew it, she realized that she had to leave the company. Whether voluntarily or involuntarily, but she didn't know how to do it. However, her biggest problem was, what can I do after leaving the company? In the meantime, as the mother of triplets, she felt that her children needed more of her hand as they grew up, and decided to take a childcare leave while sending them to kindergarten. It was not a literal leave of absence, but a leave of absence that was written as a leave of absence and read as a retirement. It was a fact that everyone knew, not just her. It took a lot of time and consideration to make that decision, and it was a difficult choice. At the same time as taking childcare leave, she and her family were busy adapting to their new lives. And since 2021, the COVID-19 pandemic has shaken up our lives, and her family was not free from its influence. It started at the kindergarten, and they were sequentially confirmed with COVID-19 and went through it. And on the day when other families were released from quarantine, a week of quarantine began for her alone. That time seemed quite frustrating. The outside world looked very warm outside the window, but she was alone and sick. And she couldn't go outside. But what was more frustrating than that was the feeling of helplessness about what to do on the first day out of quarantine and into the world. And on the first day back to work after quarantine, she faced the world again. Thrown into the world without knowing anything, without any preparation, she broke her expectations and welcomed her with open arms. The weather was very warm and pleasant. She imagined the previous weather and wore a light padding and took the subway. But the people's clothes were very light spring clothes, and there were even people wearing short sleeves. Come to think of it, from now on her life is entirely hers. Her life had been covered with things that she had to do for someone else. She enjoyed every moment to the fullest within that frame. But from now on, she has a golden opportunity to enjoy herself as much as she wants with her own decision-making power. She even had a somewhat exaggerated thought that a few opportunities that would never come in her life had come to her. She decided to spend this precious opportunity wisely by starting a physical training project and living as she pleases for a year. Doing whatever she wants and living as she wants. Of course, there were many worried eyes, and she herself could have fallen back into the swamp of anxiety again. But it was okay. She didn't stop moving forward at her own pace. And at this moment, after spending a year like that, she wants to share her self-renewal record with people who have the same concerns as her and go on a journey to find her own brand together. If you are swept away by fear and can't move even one step forward, you will always stay in that place and be pushed out without preparing anything when the time comes. Well, it's not a big deal even if you do that, but wouldn't it be better to move yourself more comfortably?